Welcome, welcome, welcome. So thank you for joining me today for a meditation and restorative yoga class. I am in Mango, and yes, Mango is still closed to the public, but Sarah and I are lucky to live in the block, so Erica has allowed us to use this for these classes. So we're going to be using a bolster or cushion, and then a blanket or big towel. All right, so make sure that you have those next to you. For those of you who already have your props, your music, you're ready to rock and roll, let's come to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Let's close our eyes and start to tune in. Start to notice our breath, our temperature, the sensations that are going through our body right now. Allowing each breath to be a new beginning. And releasing with every exhale what doesn't serve. Making sure our backs are long, our chest is proud, our shoulders are relaxed, our neck is long yet relaxed. We start noticing how every inhale can be a little bit deeper and go different places into the chest, the sides, the upper, middle, lower back. Starting to unwind from anything that happened minutes, hours, days before this moment. This is our moment to connect with ourselves, to connect with our higher self, our divine self, with that energy that brought us into this material form, that energy that surrounds us, that energy that has created everything that we are and that surrounds us. We don't need to give it a name. Whatever it is, that's what we're connecting to. And we're going to place our left hand over our chest, just below the neck bone, the clavicle. The left hand over the collarbone, Then we're going to bring our right hand right on top of it. It's kind of like a butterfly, I think you can see. And we're gently going to relax the shoulders, but with a micro pressure of the hands on the chest, very subtle. As we press in just a little bit, and then we let the hands relax down. It's like a gentle pectoral muscle stretch downwards, but this is very subtle. And we're going to start bringing our attention with our mind's eye, with our sensations, to that area under the collarbone, just in between, just below the throat. And for any of you who don't know, this is where the heart chakra is placed, resides. The Anahata chakra. Chakras are energy centers, also called vortexes. And in yoga, we believe that our body is connected through nadis, which are energy channels. The three main nadis run through our spine. Hence the importance of sitting up with a long spine. And just where the heart chakra is, we actually have the thymus gland. The thymus gland is not very big, like as big as a thumb, maybe even less. And the thymus gland is responsible for the immune system and part of the endocrine or hormonal system. And it just so happens that the thymus gland produces something called the thymic humoral factor. And this thymic humoral factor, increases the immune response to viruses particularly. So I think you all know where I'm going with this conversation, with this Dharma talk. Whether figuratively or physically, biologically, anatomically, we want to take care of our heart chakra. We want to be as strong as possible for any contact we might have with pathogens, including viruses. And we also want to take care of our heart chakra with regards to the meaning of heart, the meaning of love, the meaning of care, self-care, self-love, and also love to all beings around us. So today's class, I've structured it to focus on the heart chakra. So we're going to be doing a lot of heart openings, a lot of chest openings, gentle back bends. So as we slowly open our eyes, remember you can come to this crossed hand mudra at any time of the day when you want to strengthen yourself, when you want to take care of yourself, when you feel like you need to give yourself a little more support, connect to your higher self. It's this easy. Us meditators, we have a huge advantage over non-meditators because we can come to this place. All right, so let go of your hands. We are coming onto, cross-legged position. I'm going to move backwards. You stay where you are. Okay. All right, so whichever leg is in front, it could be comfortable. You can bring your foot inside the calf, whichever crossing of the leg you think is best for you. If you want to lift your hips a little bit, you can, but I suggest not with a bolster just yet because we're going to move a little bit. All right, so once again, we're going to lengthen the neck, lengthen the spine, broaden the shoulders, take a deep inhale, and exhale completely. One more time, deep inhale with a bit of a retention. And exhale completely. Third time, deep inhale, chest, belly, back expand. And exhale, releasing, let it go. All right, hands over knees or thighs. Open up the chest, torso circles. The heart is open. On the inhale, we're going to start moving our ribs towards the left side and then backwards. So circular cat and cows. Where we exhale when we go back and inhale as we open up forward. Exhale towards the side and the back. Inhale towards the right and to the front. So start gentle. Start maybe with smaller circles. And then if you find it's in your range today, start moving a little bit wider, more ample circles. possibly integrating your neck. Remember, we're also using the core as we go backwards. That means exhale, navel to spine. And then let the belly relax as we come forward. Next time you come to the front, come back to neutral. Lengthen the spine once again, open up the chest. Let's reverse the direction. So open to the front and then right to the back. Left as we inhale. To making a mental note of our vertebrae, possible tenderness, some parts of the body. You might hear some clicks and pops. I'm definitely hearing mine as my back reawakens. One more circle in this direction. And let's all meet in the center with long spine back to the original position. All right. So let's bring navel to spine, lift the arms, high prayer. Feel the stretch, navel to spine. Then bring down the left hand towards the side. Lift the right arm up and over for a side stretch. Neck is long. We're trying to avoid collapsing towards the front, so try to stack your shoulders. Opening the chest towards the front or whichever way you're looking. On the next inhale, we rise up. Hands up, high prayer. Then right hand comes down to the side, to the right, and then extend the left arm up and over. Really noticing the stretch on the rib cage, grounding both sits bones. Sending the breath to those areas where the breath can go. I'm referring mostly towards the back, the lumbar spine. And on the next inhale, we come up, rise up, bring the hands down, change the crossing of the legs. All right. And where you're there, again, hands up, bring the hands down, tent your fingers, and then walk them forward. This is supposed to be a gentle forward fold, so unless you're already very bendy or you're warm, I suggest you use something, remember the props that we talked about, and that you use that to kind of support you as we fold forward. Relaxing the neck, relaxing the forehead on something. We continue breathing in deeply with intention. Let's remember that yoga is one form of meditation in movement. And by that, it means that we maintain our consciousness, our observation, being mindful of what we're doing, how we're breathing, and the shifts that are happening. On the next inhale, walk yourself up again. We're going to change the crossing of the feet once again. And maybe fold forward for a slightly deeper forward fold. Maybe letting go of that prop or not. This is your practice. Both sits bones are firmly grounded. The neck is relaxed. One more breath here. And then using your hands, walk them back and push yourself up back again. All right. So we are doing baby sun salutations. For those of you who are new to my class or new to baby sun salutations, think of Surya Namaskar A, but on our knees. All right, so this is what it looks like. This is a refresher, so I'm going to do it first. Let me tuck in my t-shirt. All right, so baby sun salutations. All right, I didn't make this up. All right, so we're on our knees. Yeah, hips over knees, shoulders over hips. High prayer, navel to spine. Slowly using the core, we start coming down, floating the arms, and then bringing them to the front of the mat. We start sliding forward, using our pecs and hugging the elbows against the rib cage. We untuck the toes, open up the chest, baby cobra. Dipping deep inhale here, shrugging the shoulders towards each other. And then on the exhale, we untuck the toes, bring the hips to the back, hips towards the feet, and then we come up once again, high prayer. And over once and again, right? So hands down, slide forward, baby cobra, hold the breath, back to child's pose, and coming up again. All right, so it's kind of up to you whether you want to keep your toes tucked or untucked. That is depending on your practice. There's no real way. All right, so let's all come on our knees. Yes, knees as wide as hips. And we're going to bring our arms up, high prayer, navel to spine. Feel the stretch. Inhale. Exhale, forward hold, bring the hands to the mat, slide forward into baby cobra. Untuck your toes, open up the chest, lengthen the neck, shrug the shoulders against each other. This is an active back bend. Inhale. Exhale, push your hips back towards the feet. Child's pose coming up, high prayer. All right, so you continue doing that for about 10 rounds, yes. Now, the idea here is that you go slowly. There's no point in rushing. I'm not counting. There's no yoga police, so it's really about you. And the reason why we do this is because when we practice yoga, we want to be safe. We want to practice safely. And when we start doing stretches, even if it's yin or restorative, we still need to warm up our bodies. So these baby sun salutations are a great way to start activating the arms, the chest, the back, the abs, the glutes, the legs. And they're low intensity. You don't really need gym clothes or anything. You can still be in whatever clothes you're wearing. So continue doing that for a few more rounds, making sure that you're activating your navel when you're going down to protect your lower back. And also remembering that as a rule of thumb in yoga, we inhale when we open up and we exhale when we close down or when we twist or when we fold. So that's a rule of thumb. All right, so keep going for a few more rounds, using the breath, moving in meditation. One more round. I'm sure you're starting to feel it, the heat, maybe a little sweat. That's the idea, not the sweat, but the heat. All right, so let's all meet back on tabletop. Yes? All right, so we're in tabletop. We are going through kind of a flow between low lunge and runner's lunge. All right, so using the core, let's bring the right foot between our hands. Yes. And then extend the left knee a little bit to the back for a low lunge with the knee down. So we're starting to feel the stretch on the hip flexor on the left side. We tent our fingers and we start opening up the chest. Remember baby cobra chest? This is what we're doing now. So really opening up, but at the same time lowering our hips, trying to bring more stretch into this left hip flexor. The neck is long, crown of the head is long, lowering the hips a little bit more, feeling that stretch. And then on the exhale, we bring the hips back, runner's lunge, flex the right foot. The leg doesn't need to be straight completely, just wherever your body is today, that's totally fine. And also with this idea that with every breath, we can sink into the asanas, into the poses a little bit more. Also the idea that we don't want to overdo things, even in yoga. We want to always keep a little bit of ease inside the strength, like the yin and the yang. All right, on the next inhale, coming back to low lunge. Open up the chest. Feel the stretch on the left hip flexor. And then exhale, runner's lunge. Flex the foot, bring the hip back. Possibly noticing you can go deeper this second time around. And then Kriya Yoga-like, with repetitions, we're going to go back and forth between low lunge, runner's lunge, but making sure we land each asana. Let's not rush it. Let's make sure that we actually get to where we want to get, and then come out of it. Open up to the next one, to the following one, and back and forth, using the breath. Inhale as we come forward. Exhale as we come back. Inhale forward. Exhale back like a dance. Inhale forward, belly drops. Exhale back, belly in. 3 more times like this. And next time we come to the front, we stay here. All right. We're going to go for a slightly deeper stretch. So we're going to bring, using the core, start to lift your chest up, lift it, and then bring your arms up. Crescent lunge. We're holding it here, right? We want to lower the hip down, both hips down a little bit more. A micro back bend. Belly is tucked in. The right knee is over the heel. On the exhale, we're bringing the left hand down, keeping the right arm where it is for a stretch. Pushing away from the mat with the left hand. Lowering the hips a little bit more. I invite you to lift your left foot and grab it with your right hand, if you're there. Otherwise, you can stay where you are. If you grab the foot, lower the hips a little bit more, open the chest a little bit more, open the heart, lengthen the neck. Surrendering. Tuning in. Connecting with the breath. Feel the twist. Slow-mo, reverse that movement. Bring the right hand back on the mat. We're on low lunge. And then bring the hips back just for one last runner stretch on this side. Bring the right foot back to the back, tabletop. We're doing the other side. So using the core, we bring the left foot between the hands. You help yourself with your hands if you need to. Bring the right knee a little bit further back, making sure you have knee over ankle. And we land low lunge, opening the chest, opening the heart, lowering the hips, feeling the stretch on the right hip flexor. We lengthen the neck a little bit more. Proud chest, open heart. Tuning in. Noticing if we can lower the hips a little bit more. Very nice. Bringing the hips back, runner's lunge. We flex the left foot, folding forward. Feeling all the tightness wherever it is. And we come out of it back to the front as we inhale, open up the chest. Lowering the hips a little bit more, sinking into the pose. Exhale, runner's lunge, flex the foot, navel to spine. And we breathe. On the next inhale, we start this Kriya Yoga detoxifying movement, opening the heart on the low lunge. Exhale, folding forward, runner's lunge. And back and forth, making sure we are reaching the expression of the asana before we step out of it. Along with the breath, we inhale forward, exhale back. Through 2 more times like this at your own pace. And we meet in low lunge. We're going to lift the arms for crescent lunge, using the core, slow motion, bringing the arms up. Stretch up and at the same time sink down the hips. Oppositional forces. Lifting up with the rib cage, lowering with the hips. Left knee over ankle. Once again, stretch up and lower the hips. Slow motion, we bring the right hand down to the floor and we leave the left arm up. Feeling that twist, we bring the hips down a little bit more. Firmly, actively pushing away with our right hand. The shoulders are both active in opposition. If you did it on the other side, or you just want to try this side, you can bend the right knee, lift the foot, and then grab the foot, the outside of the foot with your left hand. Here, once again, we want to open up the heart. Lower the hips. This is both a twist and a deeper hip flexor stretch. So make sure you're doing both. Twisting a little bit more, lowering the hips a little bit more. One more breath here. Noticing the detoxifying effect of the twist, massaging our intestines. And then let go of the hand, slow motion, bring the left arm back on the mat. Low lunge. One last runner's lunge. Feel if it's a little bit deeper this time around. All right, we bring the left foot back. We're going to go for Sphinx. Remember, the theme is the heart opening, the chest opening. So we're going to bring the forearms on the mat, shoulders over elbows. Yeah? Then we're going to extend the left leg, extend the right leg, and making sure the shoulders are stacked over the elbows. We push down with our elbows, push down with our forearms to lift the heart, to lengthen the neck. So if your shoulders aren't shaking a little bit, it's because you're not pushing down enough. So really make this an active pose. As you visualize the opening of the heart, the opening of the throat, we're actually giving a stretch to that gland, that thymus gland we were talking about before. The neck is long, but still relaxed. 2 more breaths here, navel to spine on the exhale. 1 more breath. And here is when we're coming to supported fish. So we're just going to roll on our backs. For a moment, let's just relax. Mini Shavasana. Let's just give ourselves a breather. So bend your knees. Bring your feet on the mat. And then just let the knees fall to each other. Kissing each other, kind of. Palms facing up. And noticing any shifts that might have happened already since we started the class. Maybe you've managed to tune out of all those other thoughts, the recurring thoughts, and now you're just here enjoying your own company, my voice, the company of the other students in the class. This is your time, your moment. Relaxing the belly, relaxing the intestines, relaxing the pelvic floor. One more breath here. And then open your eyes if you had closed them and grab a blanket, a towel. So if you have been to the studio to one of my classes, you've seen me do this. So basically, you remember these, right? So we're gonna use these to roll them into like a long noodle, like, you know, the swimming pool noodles. These, so it doesn't have to be super thick, but basically we want it to be kind of cushy and round. All right, so if you don't have this, it's still fine. All right, we're going to place it just where the for the woman is the bra line, but it's just below the shoulder blades. And we're going to place it below, and we're going to slowly roll down the back, making sure you found that shoulder blade space. There, I just got it. All right, so open up the arms, palms facing up. This is supported fish. The neck is long. Make sure that there's nothing like rubber bands or anything, hair, things that you might be using. And let the feet just flop towards the side. After a few breaths, once you start adapting, your body starts adapting to the pose, see if you can widen your shoulders a little bit more and lengthen your neck a little bit more. We're not counting the breath, but still being very mindful of our inhales and exhales. Let's bring our attention to the sensations on our hands right now. The sensations can be very subtle, but can you notice temperature from outside, temperature inside your hands? Can you notice any vibration in your hands? Any energy moving, possibly blood flow? If you are already in tune with your subtle body, can you imagine your energetic body outside your hands? Can you sense it? Yogis in India, the sages, they believe, and they passed on this information to us, that our bodies are made up of our physical body, but we also have an energetic body, an emotional body, spiritual body, and so on and so forth. We covered that 3 weeks ago. And our hands, if you've been exposed to Reiki or Qigong, you know, you must have heard how much healing power our hands have. How much current can go through the hands, and how, in fact, in yoga, we use mudras or hand positions to channel that energy differently for different purposes. A few more breaths here in restorative fish, noticing how delicious it feels to have your chest open like this. We tend to walk around all hunched up, especially during wintertime. Our excessive consumption of social media and screens, they make us hunch forward. And right now, we're trying to reverse that, bringing the spine to bend the other way. Bringing some balance, some relief to our spines that our modern day lifestyles always force them to bend forward. From here, we're going to lift the knees, plant the feet, and we're going to roll over to our right side. Slowly push yourselves up and move away this rolled up blanket. And now if you have your bolster, your cushion around, we're going to replace it. This time around, it's more towards the middle of the mat. And if you don't have it, that's fine. If you only had the rolled up blanket, you can use that. And we're going to come to a seat. All right, we're sitting on that bolster, on that cushion, whatever you have around, and bringing your hands back. Slowly bring your forearms down, then slowly bring our backs down very slowly, making sure that our hips are still on the bolster. All right, so this is supported bridge. Making sure that it's your sacrum that is on the bolster and not just your lower back. It can cover a little bit of the lower back. Okay, so here, what do we do with the legs? I like to bring my feet a little wider and let the knees roll or fall towards each other. But you play around and see how close, how far, where the sweet spot is for you. Wherever you found it, once again, we're opening our arms diagonally away from us, palms facing up in a receptive mode, lengthening the neck, lengthening the chest, the heart opening, and then surrendering all our weight onto the floor. Reconnecting to our breath. This is a gentle inversion. As you know, inversions are good to rebalance the energy fields in your body. Today we're talking about chakras, so here we're elevating our lower chakras above our higher chakras. This is also very grounding. Often when we're always thinking, projecting, planning, the monkey mind, when we go for an inversion, we actually recalibrate the energy fields in our body. So it's very often that any kind of inversion, even if it's a gentle one like this one, it manages to soothe us, to relax us, to relax the parasympathetic nervous system. Starts bringing in the good hormones, the relaxing hormones, the rest and recover hormones. A few more breaths here, relaxing the belly fully. Feeling the sensation of the inversion in your mind, in your energy. One more breath here. And then once again, we're going to roll over onto our right side, being careful. Stay here for just a second. And pushing ourselves up once again. We're going to remove that bolster. All right, and now lying back down on the mat, on the floor, wherever you are. We're going to widen our arms, stretch them sideways, knees are bent, and feet are placed as wide as the mat. We're slowly going to let the knees drop towards the side. All right, so imagine this is a windshield wiper that just gets stuck in this direction because we're staying here. This is actually a way to also neutralize the previous asana. And this is also a gentle twist. It also gives us a little twist in our hip joints. So this shouldn't feel too tense or too intense, let's say. If you're seeking for a more intense stretch, then what you can do is lift the right leg, place the right ankle over the left knee, and then use that as leverage, as a weight to bring your left knee closer to the floor. But this is quite intense, so only go there if that's what you want. Relaxing, surrendering to the breath, relaxing your third eye, relaxing your forehead. Three more breaths here. Feeling the spaciousness in your chest, in your throat. Your jaw is relaxed. Your lips are parted. Slowly bring your knees back up and then let the knees fall towards the left side. You can readjust your hips if you need to, if that felt a little strange. This feels like a gentle twist, but I always feel the abdominal massage when I do this. If you wanted a deeper stretch, then you would lift your left leg, place the left ankle above the right leg. Feeling that stretch, especially on the right hip, as the right knee is folding closer towards the floor. Once again, feel the broadness of this asana. Your arms are open like wings, like you're hugging the world. The world is hugging you. Your lips are relaxed. Your ears are relaxed. Your hands are relaxed. 2 more breaths here. Let go of the crossing of the legs if you were there, and then bring your feet, your knees above your feet once again. Now let's windshield wiper a little bit more actively to bring a little more stretching or massage, active massage on the lower back in case this was a little too intense. Or you have a tender back and forth. All right, from here, we're moving into plow. All right, so for those of you who want to go into a plow to a shoulder stand, that is a possibility. This is more of a restorative in yin, but it's your body, it's your class, so I'm just offering it. I'm just throwing it out there. So just for you to know that most of us are going to stay in plow, but if you have a shoulder stand practice, then you can go ahead and do that after. All right, so we're going to bring our hands down, facing down, pressing down on the mat. Neck is long, spine is long, belly is tucked in. And then we slowly bring our knees towards the chest using our core, our hip flexors. Then lift the feet and then bring your hips and legs up and around. All right, bringing the legs behind you. The idea is to keep our hips over shoulders. And then we're going to bring the hands down on the mat, or we can clasp them. If your feet don't reach the floor, that's totally fine. If they do, and you have more margin, You want to point the toes. All right? If your legs are not straight, that's totally fine. You can keep a little or big bend in the knees. As you can tell, I can't speak very well when I'm in plow. The neck is long. You stay. I'm coming out of it so that I can talk to you. All right, so let it be gentle. I know that it feels a little bit claustrophobic, but once again, here, what plow allows us to do is those glands in the neck and also the heart chakra area, they're compressed, but that is kind of a massage. In yoga, we believe also that these forward folds help us to massage those glands. So let's stay here for a few more rounds of breath, sending the breath to those areas where the breath can flow. If you need to come out of it sooner, please go ahead. But if you do so, please be very slow, using your core and your arms to bring your hips down. And then the rest of you, start coming down. If you are doing shoulder stand, also start coming down. We're going to extend the legs. All right. And we're going to sway the hips side to side. From here, you're going to lift your knees. I'm coming up so that you can hear me. But we're going to happy baby, right? So the idea with happy baby is not only do we want to grab the feet, but we want to bring the knees closer to the floor and closer to our shoulders. So really think of this as a hip opener, hip stretch. Whether you're grabbing outside the feet or yogi toe locking, wherever you are, we're trying to bring our knees and our thighs closer to the floor. At the same time, we want to open up the chest, broaden the collarbone, broaden the shoulders away from the ears as the knees come down. So this is an active pose. If today you feel like it, and it's in your practice, in your mobility and flexibility actually, we're going to extend the right leg, then we're going to extend the left leg. They don't have to be totally straight, they can be bent, but what we're trying to do is get a little bit more of a stretch in the hamstrings and also into the inner joints of the hip joints. All right. Now here we're going to sway side to side, be playful, the knees can be bent. You can bend one knee, then straighten, bend the other one. Here we're massaging our back, we're stretching our hamstrings. There's like a forward fold, inverted, so much fun. All right, slowly we're going to bend the knees, bring the feet back on the floor. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Once you've done that for a few times, we're moving into a Yoga Nidra, Shavasana style. So if you want to grab your blanket and put it over you, if you want to grab a blanket and put it under your head, that's also very nice. If you want to bring the bolster underneath your knees, that also feels great. Wherever you are, make sure that your body is relaxed, that you're not touching anything unnecessarily. All right. It's always nice to have something a little bit cushy under the head. Sometimes the yoga mat is a little too hard on the back of the skull. All right, so Find yourselves in your Shavasana, supported Shavasana. Cover up, put your socks on, put the music on louder if you want. You stay there. I'm gonna get closer to the camera. And I'm gonna start guiding you through Yoga Nidra. For those of you who have never done Yoga Nidra, Yoga Nidra is a practice within yoga that allows us to go a little bit deeper into slower brain wavelengths, brain frequency. So as we go from fight or flight, delta brain waves, where the brain is actively coming up with solutions. With meditation and with yoga, we start to bring it down a notch into more of the relax, repair, recover mode. And then as we go deeper into meditation, we manage to get into this state of hypnagogic state, which is kind of a meditative state where we just stay conscious, but so relaxed we're almost asleep. So meditation has been part of all the class, as you've noticed, and this Yoga Nidra is also part of that. Okay, so let our bodies relax. Take a deep inhale and let it all out. Relax all your limbs, your tongue, your belly, your hands. Start bringing your attention to your right foot. It's all about noticing sensation. This type of meditation is just feeling. With your mind's eye, you can imagine, but it's really about connecting to the sensations in the body scan. So your right foot, noticing what's the temperature, what does the skin feel like? Can you feel the blood flow? Can you feel any energy running through your foot? Now we're going to start visualizing and relaxing the different body organs. The big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, and the fifth toes are relaxed. The sole of the foot, the ankle, the right calf, the right shin, the right knee are relaxed. The right thigh, the right hamstring, the right hip, the right side of the body are relaxed. Bringing your attention to the left foot, the big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, and the fifth toes are relaxed. The sole of the foot and the ankle, the left calf, the left shin, the left knee are relaxed. The left thigh, the left hamstring, the left hip, The left side of the body is relaxed. The buttocks, the pelvis, the abdomen, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, the chest, the shoulders, and the neck are relaxed. The right hand, the big finger, the second finger, the third finger, the fourth finger, and the fifth finger are relaxed. The right palm, the right forearm, the right elbow, the right upper arm are relaxed. The left hand, the left finger, the left second finger, the third finger, fourth finger, and fifth finger are relaxed. The left palm, the left wrist, the left forearm, the elbow, and the left upper arm is relaxed. The skull, the forehead, the eyebrows, between the eyebrows, the eyeballs, the eye sockets, the nose, the cheeks, the jaw, the roof of the mouth, the teeth, the tongue, the chin, and the heart are relaxed. Once again, bring your left hand over your chest, just under the clavicle. Then the right hand over it. And with your hand energy, sending care, sending love, sending protection, sending healing to your heart chakra, to your thymus gland, to protect you, to strengthen you, to balance you, to guide you. And stay here in your own breath. Being thankful for everything your body does. Being thankful for everything that is given to us. Being thankful for being alive. As New York City gives thanks to all the workers that are there risking their lives every day, we also thank ourselves, the students in the class, our community, people we know and we don't know, for being part of our collective energy, for in periods of despair and difficulty, how we all come together. I invite you to stay here. You don't have to move. I send you prayers and wishes for you to have a beautiful evening, beautiful rest. Thank you all for being in class today. Namaste. Please stay safe.